Welcome to another video tutorial in which I'll be showing you how to use the place method of geometry management in Tkinter. Now, this is one of the less used geometry managers compared to something like the grid method, which is why I'm only going to be covering it in brief here, because I'm not actually going to be using it for my other tutorial videos. But you can certainly find out more about the different ways you could use it online. But the important thing to note about the place manager is it's the manager that allows you to specify exact X and Y coordinates for your widgets to appear in, and an exact width and height for your widgets. So in my first example, I'm going to show you how you can specify the exact X and Y coordinate for these buttons to appear in. So all I say is button1.place, and then I can say x equals and y equals, and these are going to be my x and y coordinates from the top left hand corner of the window where the button is going to appear. So for my first button, I'm going to say I want it to appear at x equals 5 and y equals 5. Okay, so I've done that for my other buttons, and I can see that I've spaced them out a little bit on the x-axis. If we run that, we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so that's my window there, and I've got 3 buttons spaced out. You can see though how this might be quite cumbersome if you had to do this for many widgets. So if you had a full user interface for an application with lots of labels, lots of buttons and things, it might get quite difficult to specify an exact X and Y coordinate. And the problem with doing this is that it's not dynamic, so those are hard-coded values for the X and Y coordinates, so they won't change depending on how the user interacts with the window. So that's the issue with this method, is why it's not used so much. But I'll just show you one more example of using the place method to define a specific width and height for your buttons. Okay, so I've defined some widths and heights for my buttons. I've got them going up in tens, so this one's going to be 10 bigger than that one, as you can quite clearly see there. Let's have a look at what that looks like if we run that. Okay, so you can see that we've made that button very small. It's only 10 by 10 across, and then the 3 is bigger than the button would usually be if it was just the size of the text it contains, and the 2 is maybe around about the same size. But you can see we've specified specific widths and heights for those buttons, but for the same reason that it's not particularly useful doing this with X and Y coordinates. It's not particularly useful doing this with widths and heights, because we might want the width and height of these to change for whatever reason, and those are hard-coded into the method there. So the place manager, it's not particularly used. There are some special cases where you might want to use the place manager for a particular widget, if you wanted it to appear in a certain place all the time, constantly, for example, but not generally used as the main geometry manager for a GUI application in Python. Okay, I hope you found that video useful. Thanks for watching.